Baseline lobs it up with a big fella again.
Talks Radio. I'm your host, Kevin Parrington Turner, aka the Brown Bostonian, and that's where you can find us at on Facebook, YouTube, Celtics Talk Radio, C3LTICS Talk Radio. But as you can see, I got a bunch of guests with me. And we're coming off a Celtics win into the Eastern Conference Finals. But before we get into that, I gotta introduce everyone here. We got Whiskey6, the band, and guys, how you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good.
Great.
Great. Well, I guess we'll start with this. Either one of you can answer. What is Whiskey6 and how did you guys form and start?
Go ahead, George.
George, take that. I don't think he can hear us, so I'll start. Basically, Whiskey6 started by George. You can see his name on the screen.
Sorry, I just kept falling through.
That's okay. Basically, he had formed the band, and I came into the band last year around May. He had called me, and they had formed a country band, and they were looking for another lead singer. So he had called me. I was actually singing the national anthem at the Red Sox at the time. 5 minutes before he had called, we met. It was just such a good click right from the beginning. There was so much chemistry, and it just kind of fit. And then all of us kind of came together, and ever since we've been performing country music all around New England, mainly based out of the Massachusetts area, but we'll perform in Maine, New Hampshire, and we have so many gigs coming up this summer.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go one by one. Jeff, what's your position on the band?
I'm the new acoustic guitar player. I love it. These guys. I also play in another band with Keith. So Whiskey6 is just really awesome. It's good time. My first gig will be this Thursday with them at so I'm excited.
No, Keith, how about you?
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I had someone texting me. Don't kill me.
All good.
All right, I'm back.
It's all good. Your position on the band?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I play drums. I've been with them since August of last year. Still going strong. Love the band. Love the music. Just great bunch of people.
That's great. Stephanie, how about you?
I just joined the band also. I also play in another band with Keith Ryan.
Oh, we can't hear you, Steph.
I think Steph might cut it. Oh, no, we can hear you now.
All right. I got pulled in, so I'm fresh in the Whiskey6 too. So I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a really fun summer, and we have a lot of cool opportunities, and I'm excited. Whole different work. So
okay, great. Kelly, how about you?
Hi, I'm Kelly. I play keyboards, so piano, synth, strings, anything that we need. I play on the board. And I'm newer to the band too. Been with them in spirit for months now, kind of infiltrating into the repertoire, and it's going to be really fun.
Well, Liv, you already, we know that you're the singer. George, how about you? George hear me? He probably can't hear us. Well, I'll say.
Basically, George, he's the one that kind of started the whole thing. He is our guitar player. He does electric guitar. And he also does backing vocals. And yeah, he's kind of the glue that holds the whole band together. So without him.
That's really awesome, guys. Well, I'll ask this. You guys said you go to places around New England. What are the fans like? Since we're on Celtics Talk Radio, what are the fans like? What's been the craziest like Celtics, maybe even Bruins or Red Sox stories you guys have had at a performance?
For me, I've done the national anthem for the Celtics 28 times now, something like that. I normally do between 1 to 3 regular season games a season, and I'll do 1 or 2 playoff games. I've been actually singing the national anthem since about 2015, 2016 for them. I'd say the craziest experience was when I did Game 7, Round 2 last year. That was awesome. And I'd say probably actually one of the craziest experiences was actually during COVID, when, you know, everything was just so much different. It was masked and it was craziness, but it was still such a fun time. Everybody was so supportive, both of, you know, the national anthem and the Celtics together. And it was just awesome to see that people can still be so supportive even during really tough times like that.
Absolutely. That's great. Anybody else have any stories?
Celtics related. The only story I have is I went with Liv to a national anthem once, and it was just crazy, just being out on the floor and just like all those people there, like, Liv just doing their thing with no fear. I'm like, damn, I couldn't do that. I couldn't step out there. So I give her a lot of credit. But then we're walking around after, and she's a little rock star. Everybody's like getting pictures with her, getting autographs. I'm like, who's this girl? Like, so that's my crazy Celtics talk.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Nothing like Celtics fans. I mean, on Mother's Day yesterday, people were watching the Celtics. Now, if that doesn't tell you something.
Yes. Oh, so you guys are all from around Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Except lives in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Well, I grew up in Boston myself. And obviously Mother's Day. Hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. Yesterday, the Celtics won 112-88 against the Sixers. What's your guys' take on it? Before we get into the Eastern Conference Finals, what's your guys' take on it? What do you guys think of the Celtics? When did you become a Celtics fan?
I've been watching the Celtics my whole life, but like I said, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I do support them. But I've been watching them my whole life.
Me as well.
Me too. I'm probably the oldest, so I'm way back in the 80s, the Larry Bird and Bill Walton days, and the original parquet floors. Yeah.
I think over the years, just singing for them and like watching how they do, they've come such a long way from, you know, even just like the players that they've added in over the years. I think they have a pretty solid run going for them. I mean, I think they could go pretty far. And last night was a great game for them. Even the game that I sang at, it was a tough loss, but it was, you know, it doesn't define who they are as a team. And I think that if they all work together as a team and they really play like they want it, they could easily, you know, go as far as it's going to take them. It just takes teamwork and it takes dedication and playing as a team, not as much playing individually.
Absolutely. What's your favorite Celtic memory growing up? Doesn't have to be now. What's your favorite?
Probably the Larry Bird days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I go way back. Showing my age now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine
Cool.
have to be.
Hey, do we want to let George introduce himself since he was kind of not able to do so?
Yeah. George, go ahead.
Well, George is me. That's me. That's for sure. No, I've been doing this a long time, and I kind of started Whiskey6. I was in a band with a guy Al that could not be here today, the bass player, and that band had run its course. And I always wanted to do country because I used to go down to Nashville and record a lot for different people. And a friend of mine that I wrote with lived there, and we used to always collaborate. And he said, "Oh, you got to get into country up there." And back then, it just wasn't the top dog up here. You know, it was still rock and roll for the Northeast. So when that band kind of took its course, I really wanted to do it. So I started this up. And then last year, Liv and Keith Ryan joined. And now with Kelly and Steph, they came on this year because some of the other musicians, they had a really different schedule going this year. So we had to keep this ball rolling. We had to keep this going because it's going so well. So we picked them up, and we're going to probably keep these guys permanently because they do so well with the band. They fit in great. And it's been been a great run for us so far. And now with these guys, I think we're going to go even further.
That's awesome. You guys don't. What's been the rowdiest crowd you've had? Like the livest crowd you had? Like where was it and when was it?
Definitely Six String in Foxborough. But I don't know, right up there with it was last year we were at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion. We were playing at Keith Urban's concert, and we had a pretty big crowd there, and we're pretty wild. But I don't know. I definitely say Six String in Foxborough at Patriot Place has definitely been our rowdiest crowd.
No, Foxborough is always a joy. You got the Patriots. Everyone from Massachusetts is kind of like a melting pot of like New England. Even when the Patriots aren't playing, like it's such a great place. So many stores, bars. It's really amazing. So I guess I'll ask. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'll ask. Sure, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll ask this. You know, as a Celtics head to the Western Conference Finals, do you guys have any takes on the Heat? I don't know if you guys been watching the Heat, the Miami Heat, or anything like that. What's your take on it?
I think the Heat. Hate to say, I think the Heat's a great team, and I think they have their work cut out for them. But I think if they really get together and do their thing, I really think they can take them. I really do. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I think the Celtics they definitely have the chops to do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, 6.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Great. Well, I'll ask this. The summer's coming up, spring and summer. What do you guys have planned? Like, where will you guys be?
Oh, man, we're all over the place. Go ahead, Liv.
Yeah, we're definitely busy. I think we have 7 or 8 gigs in June alone. A couple doubleheader weekends where we'll have a Friday and a Saturday. This week alone, we're actually pretty busy. We're opening for Tyler Farr at Six String in Foxborough. This Thursday, we start at 8. He starts around 9. The next morning and Friday, I have a national anthem at the Capitol, the State House there, for all of the fallen heroes. Everybody serving. And then Saturday, we have Murphy's Tap Room in Manchester, New Hampshire. And that's just this week alone. We have so many gigs coming up this summer, a lot in Massachusetts, a lot in New Hampshire. We have Old School Bar and Grill, which is right in my hometown, right off exit 3. So we have a ton lined up for us, and we're super excited. You know, every year and every crowd, every show, it just gets bigger and bigger. And it's so great seeing, familiar faces showing up to our gigs, and it's so great seeing new faces. So we can't wait to see what this summer holds.
That's great. Where'd you
and the most important, we got a brand new album coming out.
Yes.
It should be coming out by the summertime. It's already been on the radio. We were on the radio last night. Last 3-4 weeks in a row. 2 singles have dropped so far, but the whole album should be out by the summer.
How do you guys record albums? Like, how do you guys get together? Because to do it in a studio, don't all you guys have to like literally get together? Like, what studio? Where do you guys record? And how do you guys communicate that?
Well, in the digital domain, which we are now, you really don't have to be all together. Like I have a home studio. Kelly has a home studio. Liv can do some recording, but we do all get together at an engineer's house down in Rentham. All right, he's a really, really good engineer, and then we send it out to get mastered. And just like anybody else does. But in the digital domain, you don't all have to be together. You can send tracks to one another and do your recording. But we usually do, the bass and drums at the studio, vocals at the studio. I can do my guitar at home or at the studio. Kelly can do hers at her studio, my studio, all there. So it really is now that we're come to a different age of technology. You can do what's comfortable for you. It's not like all 6 of us in the studio, we're all playing live and we got to, overdub if something goes wrong. It's not like that anymore. But it is a lot of fun playing together. We still sometimes do go to the studio. And recently with the last couple songs, we do play live. And then what happens is we take those tracks that we did and say, for example, for Keith, he's doing his drums. We'll cut all the other tracks out. We'll just get his tracks really good so he feels like we're playing live, so he has a better performance. And then we'll go back and I'll do my guitar tracks over. And then when we're all done, Liv will come back in. She'll go down the studio and she'll do her final vocal tracks. And then once it's all mixed down, it goes to mastering, and then you'll hear it as you normally would on the radio.
That's great.
It's actually a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. How does the writing go? Is it a collective group or?
It is going to be. I write some of the stuff. Liv writes some of the stuff, but we're all going to start getting together, and we're all going to be able to collaborate. And that's I think that's how we want it. Like a lot of bands don't write, a lot of nationals, but a lot do. Like Luke Combs, he writes all his stuff, and he writes with his friends. He writes with a couple different people, and that's what we want to do. But we want to do it. We want to try to keep it in the band if we can.
Great. Is it a theme? Is it a theme album, or is it
well,
is
this
it
one,
just having fun?
No, this one has a theme. The album is going to be called Life of Memories, and that's the title track of the song, and that's the one that's out now. We put it out a little early, and that's a theme of meeting someone that you know that is your soulmate, and you want to build a life of memories with them. That's what the whole song is about. If we're lucky, we get that in our lifetime, but it doesn't come around too often. So that's how the song came about. And we took it from there. And then when Liv put her vocals to it, it just livened it up like no other.
That's awesome.
Really unbelievable.
Yeah. Are you guys like trying to eventually go on like a national tour? Or,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're doing
go ahead. Liv.
I said that's the goal. Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal. Like we've been out with quite a few, so many already. But of course, our goal is we'd like to get a break and go do it ourselves, and then get on a full tour or out all summer or all year or whatever it may be. Of course, it's how it goes. It's few and far between, but if you don't shoot for the stars, you won't get to the moon.
Absolutely. Well, where can people find the new song, the single?
Oh, all over. All music platforms, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Spotify,
Apple Music,
iTunes. You can find it there's actually two of them out. The first one's called Life of Memories, and the other one is called Getting Over You. Those two are already out. They're from the new album, but there's another 7 tracks still are going to be out. And then once they're all done, we're going to release the whole album.
That's great. You say you guys had you just talked about the singles and pushing on the radio. What's been like the struggle as, the rollout in this day and age of technology, getting it to the people and marketing, all that stuff? It's changed.
Well, believe it or not, if you market it right, you really don't need a record company anymore. You can get it out on social media and get millions and millions of hits if you hit it right. And our friend Liv up there on the right-hand corner from where we are, my screen, she's doing great on social media. I mean, just by herself, she's got over 20,000 followers just on Instagram alone. And what was it, Liv? Was it TikTok or Instagram? She's already got some videos that she did that have over a couple million views already. So she's well on her way. And if we can get that luck with the band, I mean, we'll really blow up. But that's what it's like now. Before, the old days with record companies, you had to get signed. You had to get on their roster. You had to do whatever they wanted you to do. But now it's changed. You can basically push it yourself. If it goes really good, you don't need the record company,
Liv, are you back with us?
Yep, I think I'm back now.
Well, where could people find your TikTok and your Instagram, all that stuff? Because George he hyped you up, so they gotta find you out.
Yes. So I post a lot, obviously, on our Whiskey6 Nation. You can find that everywhere. Whiskey6 Nation on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Our website is www.whiskey6nation.com. And for most of my anthems and stuff, and watching all my previous anthems, you can find my social media. It's Just Liv. That's JustLivV_music. That's pretty much everything. My Instagram, Facebook, Just Liv Music on Apple Music, Spotify. So you can find that anywhere.
Kelly, what about you? Can people find you somewhere?
Well, social media, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. And now all with the band. I've committed 100% my time to Whiskey6. So That's really Whiskey Six Nations, the website where to find the whole list of shows coming up for the next year. Just about every weekend you can find us playing somewhere.
Yep.
Stephanie, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll talk after Stephanie.
I was gonna say, Stephanie and Keith, do you guys have anything you like to share in terms of personal social media and like pushing something?
No, nothing other than the Whiskey 6 stuff.
Gotcha. Go ahead, George.
First of all, we're so happy to have these new members with us, Stephanie and Kelly and Jeff that we just lost. We're so happy because we really blend together really well. We clicked right away. We're really happy as far as that goes. But the good thing is, as far as getting back to the website and stuff, it is Whiskey6 Nation with the number 6, whiskey6nation.com. But all our social media is at Whiskey6 Nation. So you can't mess it up. If you go to Facebook, facebook.com/Whiskey6 Nation. Same for Twitter, same for Instagram, same for TikTok. It's all the same. And we kind of did that by design there so no one would have to have 3 or 4 different call signs for the band. Everything's at Whiskey6 Nation.
That's great.
And it's pretty easy to find.
6 with the number. Yep.
With the number. Okay. So you mentioned it before, no label, no record label. You're not looking for it, correct?
No, we're definitely looking for it.
Okay,
but in this day and age, you just don't need it. If you're doing social media with millions of views, we don't have that yet. Liv is doing well with it, as far as that goes, but she's part of this now. So now we have to cultivate this to make this what we want it to be. But obviously, if a record label comes along, of course we want to talk to them.
Gotcha. Because I was thinking on like tours, like going towards the financial aspect can be tough. For like, the tour bus, the stage design, all those things. But what can people expect when they come to a Whiskey 6 show?
High energy. That's the first thing that comes to mind. High energy. Everybody is always happy on stage. Liv is always bringing it forward. And another thing that we have that a lot of bands don't, not that it's a knock against them, we have really, really strong harmonies, 3-part harmonies. And a lot of in country, I will say there are a lot of harmonies, but a lot of local bands, a lot of people at our level, even regional acts, they don't have the harmonies. We have all the high energy. But having said that, there are many, many, many really, really great bands out there at our level. We're not knocking anybody. We love them all. But we just have something that a lot don't. Like we have strong, strong harmonies and high energy. And I think that's important. That's going to get you noticed.
Absolutely. Well, I only have a few questions left. But one thing I do got to ask you guys, are the Celtics win the championship?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
There's no doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yep.
Okay. Great. Well,
are we gonna have a party when they win?
Of course. Of course. You guys got to perform. Yes.
Celtics Talk Radio and Whiskey6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Boston. Or
In Boston.
Exactly.
Hey, actually, we will be in Boston next Wednesday on the 24th. We're featured in Boston Magazine. And their release party is at Game On Lansdowne Street at Fenway. So if you guys feel like coming, come on over. We'll be there Wednesday the 24th.
What's up, William?
Hey,
How you doing? That's our producer, William.
Yep.
Wait, how you doing?
Hi,
you
William.
Say?
Hey, I just wanted to appreciate Liv and Whiskey6 Nation for coming on with us today. You started talking about a party, and I just wanted to jump on in. So,
William, what's your take on the What's your take on the Celtics, William? What's your take on the Celtics?
Oh, man, I keep saying that we struggled against 76ers. I'm wondering, people are saying, no, we didn't struggle. We didn't struggle, bro. We went up to 7 games with them,
Yeah, we did.
So, I keep wondering, and do we have what we have to stop, playoff Butler? I mean, I know Oladipo now is hurt and they don't have Hero, but I think we'll go to 7 games, and I think we'll make it back to the finals, which will result in Whiskey6 and Celtics Talk Radio Nation needing to host a party.
I think that's a great idea, William.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. I'm actually, you know, I was explaining to Liv, you know, that we're revamping things up. Kevin's our new host. He's doing an excellent job. I tested him out on getting things started this morning. He asked me, he says, "Are you coming on?" And I said, "You got this, man." So I needed to test his skill set as far as how he can handle everybody. He's done an excellent job.
Amazing.
You know, we're getting over we're getting over 700 views on our videos, just our videos.
That's great.
On every single video. So what we're looking to, you know, keep going, and we're looking for somebody that might be growing themselves, you know, to kind of plant our name inside them. So maybe that's, you know, and I haven't asked everybody. I mean, we've had Anna Horford on the show also. Y'all know who she is. You know, she's Al Horford's sister, you know, queen of Twitter.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had her on the show. We've had several other, you know, people. Who's it from Heavy on Celtics? Josh?
Jack Simone.
Jack Simone has come on with us from Heavy on Celtics.
Awesome.
I'm sorry?
That was great.
Yeah. So we're looking for somebody who's growing and who's also willing to implant our name to kind of help us go, you know, get going too. I want to get media rights eventually for Kevin and maybe myself to go to one or two. That's my goal. I've been to every game, but I've never gone to a game at TD Garden. So I want to go to a TD Garden game. I don't care if it's playoff or not. The first goal's got to be low. So I'm hoping in the near future, you know, we can get media rights and get ourselves out there and watch the Celtics at the TD Garden. That I think that's going to be great.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm jealous of Liv. I'm jealous of Liv being able to get out there and you guys get out there and be, you know, out there during the game, especially a playoff game. I bet you it was jumping.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Well, William, how'd you get familiar with Whiskey6 yourself?
I actually was on Twitter, and, you know, I don't like Twitter. I despise Twitter.
Yep.
And within about a month ago, I started up a Twitter, and I thought, you know, there are people who I could probably get on the show that would mean something to us, because it means a great deal for you guys to take your time out of the day, you know, for us. And I thought I need to get us on Twitter. And then I saw it was either Whiskey6, I think, who I just kind of replied to on one of their comments and said, "We'd love to have you come on." I don't know if it was Liv who I replied to, or it was Whiskey6 Nation, but it was through Twitter.
Yeah. I think I saw that, but then you did talk to Liv, and then remember we had the little miscommunication. I thought she was going to take care of this, and then she called me and she said, "Oh, I'm at work," and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot," and that's how we started talking.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh, that's all right. I was actually traveling. I was on my way into San Antonio, Texas when all that happened. So no, it's fine. It's fine. We got it.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. You just let us know when you want us again, and get ready for that party. We're gonna have a hoedown.
All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much. And before we get out of here,
Thank you, Kevin.
Before we get out of here, because we're all reaching that limit, I want you guys to, like, once again, just introduce who you are, what you do, your next show, and obviously your album, your single. Just like one last thing to say. Go ahead.
Sure. Who wants to go first?
I'm Stephanie, and I am a singer. I sing in a lot of harmony and backups, and my first show with them will be next Wednesday night.
And I'm George. I'm the guitar player, and I sing vocals with Liv. Our next gig is this Thursday night with Tyler Farr at 6 String at Foxborough Patriot Place. And we're going to just keep on slaying it and go as far as we can.
Liv, what about you?
All right. I'm guessing that we're reintroducing ourselves. Sorry.
Yes, and next show. In your next show, just the outro, who you are, next show.
Perfect. My name's Liv. I'm the lead singer of Whiskey6, and I sing the national anthem for the Celtics. We have our next show coming up this Thursday, opening for Tyler Farr, and I do have a national anthem Friday morning at the New Hampshire State Capitol for all the fallen heroes. And we're super excited for Thursday, and thank you guys so much for having us.
Great.
Awesome. Keith, I play drums. Like Liv said, our next show is next Thursday, opening for Tyler Farr at 6 String in Foxborough. Come check us out. Great.
Well, last but not least.
I'm Kelly. I play keyboards, piano, synth, organ. We're playing this Thursday's the next show, but we're look on the website and look at the events and the shows because we're somewhere near where your listeners are. Come out and have a listen.
Definitely.
Great. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, William. I'm your host, Kevin Parrington Turner. We'll see you again next week. Hopefully, Celtics. We got some wins under our belt, but have a good one.
Peace out, Whiskey6 Nation.
Bring that smoke.